Sometimes when I think about addiction, I think about what it might have felt like to be enslaved to something. It's like there's this bondage in someone. There's no recognition of your humanity, and you have to go, 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 go. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You have to get up and work and perform like you're a robot or something, like you're not a human being. So with that context in mind, um, what I've experienced and what I've seen is oftentimes people just cease to recognize, oh yeah, I'm sick, or I this or that, or my kid's dying or something. There's some crisis, and that what I need to do is slow down. Um, what what you're accustomed to is having to keep going in the spite of, unreasonable circumstances. Secondly, when you have an addict in your life, they're creating crisis all the time and putting pressure on you to get you to say yes to things that you need to say no to. There's also sort of a social context, a behavioral context that's going on that is seeking to break down barriers and make you essentially salute and cooperate with everything the addict is asking of you. And it's so much easier to get someone to cooperate when they're exhausted and discombobulated. Like I don't know whether they're coming or going. So the loved ones of the addict can be, um, completely almost like dissociated from themselves and their own needs, completely detached. And please know there can also be the scenario where the loved ones of the addict, there's someone in there who's, the puppeteer, who's pulling strings on all this, who actually has control of the addict and is using the addict to act out, like I've said, on their spouse or their children or their daughter-in-law or their son-in-law. Or there can be some real things going on with gaming addiction. It's complicated. But the more typical scenario is that, the loved one closest to the addict is just exhausted. So here we go, April 2nd. I have heard that the time to be especially gentle with myself is not when I'm doing well, but when I'm doing poorly. I may be able to push myself hard when things are going my way, but I invite trouble if I try this when I'm already struggling to manage the basic activities of my life. I used to worry that if I didn't push myself all the time, I would turn into a slug and nothing would get done. But my fourth step inventory showed me that the opposite is true. I tend to be very hard on myself. So at times that I make my own life unmanageable, as a result, I often accomplish less than I would if I took a more gentle approach. For me, the best antidote is the slogan, easy does it. When I notice that I'm having trouble, my day, hold on, I've got a dog. I know, excuse me. When I notice that I'm having trouble with my day, I try to slow down, and instead of automatically assuming I am wrong, I try to consider the possibility that I might be right on schedule. Today's reminder, easy does it, suggests not only that I learn to slow down, but also that I learn to lighten up. Today, I will strive to take a more acceptable attitude towards myself and to enjoy the day regardless of what I achieve. And here's the quote: improving our own attitudes and our own state of mind takes time. Haste and impatience can only defeat our purposes. So there's a mindset, and I think it's truly American, about performing, 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 achieving, achieving, achieving. And it's not very humane. It's not very healthy. So wherever you are on this spectrum, and there are many places to be on this spectrum, the goal is to find and achieve some sort of healthy balance, something that's appropriate for you. And oftentimes, we just don't see ourselves very clearly. The feedback of others is necessary at times. And we really need to listen to the people around us who genuinely love us. So again, 12-step program is for you. There's boundaries there, and you will find feedback, encouragement, and loving truth.